wind sliced through the night like a warning. Snowflakes drifted under the yellow glow of the street lamps, painting the sidewalks silver. It was Christmas Eve, when most families were indoors roasting turkey, unwrapping presents, laughing around fireplaces. But Daniel Parker, a 38-year-old single father, was rushing home from his late supermarket shift, clutching a small toy robot he had scraped money to buy for his son. Liam, he whispered to himself, one more Christmas, kiddo. We'll make it special. Somehow. His heart beat fast, not from the cold, but the fear of disappointing his son again. As he crossed the nearly empty street, he noticed a woman sitting outside the old bakery, her arms tightly wrapped around two little twins, no more than 6 bolts, shivering beneath thin jackets. A cardboard sign rested against her knees. No food. Please help. Daniel slowed. People were walking past, heads down, eyes averted. He felt a tug inside. Too familiar. Too painful. Before he lost his home years ago, he had stood on sidewalks just like that, asking for help with a little boy in his arms. He stepped closer. The woman looked up. Her eyes were dark, terrified, and apologetic all at once. Sir, she said softly. Anything so my boys can eat. The twins stared at him with hollow hope. Daniel checked his wallet. I'll eat a few bills remained. Enough for dinner with his son. He hesitated, guilt gnawing him. Liam was waiting, but he couldn't walk away. Have you eaten today? He asked. The woman swallowed. Just bread this morning. I gave them my share. Daniel exhaled, then offered his hand. Come with me. Her eyes widened. Sir, I don't want trouble. No trouble, he said. Just dinner. He led them to a small diner, still open. Inside, warmth hit their skin like a hug. The twins slid into the booth shyly. Daniel ordered hot soup, grilled cheese, and hot chocolate for the boys and tea for the mother. The moment food arrived, the boys ate as if afraid someone would take the plates away. The mother just watched them, tears falling. Daniel nudged her plate toward her. You need strength too. She hesitated, then took a bite. Her shoulders relaxed slightly. Between sips, Daniel asked, Where's their father? Her eyes flickered with pain. Gone. We got evicted 2 weeks ago. Shelters were full tonight. I didn't have anywhere to go. Daniel nodded slowly. He had lived this story. My husband passed away 3 years ago, he said. It's just me and my son now. Her face softened. I'm sorry. Before he could reply, his phone buzzed. Liam, Dad, when are you coming? I'm waiting. Daniel clenched his jaw. He typed back, I'm on my way, buddy. I promise. He looked at the mother. What's your name? Emily, she said. My boys are Oliver and Owen. Beautiful names. The boys giggled quietly. Daniel sighed. His tiny apartment barely fit him and Liam, but he couldn't send them into the cold. Look, Key said slowly. I don't have much, but you can come home tonight. Warmth, food, safely, just until we figure something out. Emily stared at him as if he'd offered the sun. Are you sure? He nodded. Yeah. She whispered. Thank you. Chapter 2. A strange familiarity. Daniel drove them to a small apartment. When the door opened, Liam, blonde hair and bright eyes, ran up. Dad. He stopped when he saw the guests. Daniel knelt. Hey Liam, these are friends. They need a place tonight. That okay? Liam's eyes shifted to the shivering twins. His lips curled into a gentle smile. Yes, of course. The boys sat together, shy but curious. Liam shared his toy cars. Laughter filled the room. Emily watched him. Overwhelmed, Daniel made tea and pulled out blankets. When Emily saw the framed photo of Daniel with a woman and baby, she froze. Asterisk, your wife? She whispered. Asterisk. He nodded. Lung cancer. It was fast. A long silence followed. Then Emily whispered, I'm sorry. More than you know. Asterisk. Something strange lay in her voice, but Daniel couldn't place it. Chapter 3. The Discovery. Asterisk. The boys fell asleep quickly. Asterisk. Emily tucked them in on the couch. When she turned, Daniel noticed her hands had scars deep, precise, surgical looking. Asterisk. You used to work? He asked gently. Her face paled. I was a nurse. Asterisk. At the county hospital? He asked. Asterisk. Her breath caught. Yes. How do you? Asterisk. He pulled out his wallet and retrieved a folded photo. He handed it to her. Asterisk. In the picture, his wife's thin, smiling lay in a hospital bed. A nurse beside her held her hand. Emily. Daniel's voice trembled. Asterisk. You were the nurse with her every day. When the doctors gave up, you never stopped caring. You were her favorite person at the end. Asterisk. Emily covered her mouth. Tears streamed. Asterisk. I remember her. Grace. She was so full of hope, even when it didn't make sense. She talked about you and Liam constantly. Daniel inhaled shakily. You held my son when he cried. When we lost her, you sat with us. You didn't have to, but you did. Asterisk. Emily shook her head. I couldn't leave you alone. Asterisk. Daniel whispered. And now it's my turn. Asterisk. Her knees buckled slightly. Daniel guided her to a chair. Asterisk. How did this happen? He asked. Asterisk. My husband left when I was pregnant, she said softly. I raised the twins alone. Bills piled up. I worked nights, sometimes double shifts. Then I was injured on the job. Couldn't keep up. Lost the house. Everything. Asterisk. Daniel clenched his fists. You helped save my family when we were breaking. You won't break alone. Emily sobbed into her hands. Asterisk. Chapter 4. A Christmas Promise. Asterisk. The next morning, Christmas Day. The aroma of pancakes filled the apartment. The twins giggled with Liam as they decorated a small tabletop tree with handmade paper stars. Emily hovered at the kitchen doorway. This is too much, she whispered. Asterisk. Daniel shook his head. This is the least. He handed her a small, wrapped gift. She opened it slowly. It was a white nurse's badge holder. New, clean. Her eyes widened. I talked to a friend at the hospital, Daniel said. There's an opening for part-time light-duty work. You can start next week. Emily covered her mouth again. Why are you doing this? Asterisk. Because you did it first, he said simply. Asterisk. She looked at her boy's warm, safe feet on, then at him. Asterisk. No one's been this kind to us. I can never repay you. Daniel smiled. You already did. You gave my wife's dignity. You gave my son comfort. Now, let us give back. Tears streamed down Emily's cheeks. The twins and Liam ran to them, hugging their parents, saw something close enough to it. Asterisk. In that tiny apartment, surrounded by secondhand furniture and flickering lights, something precious happened. They became family. Epilogue. The truth that changed everything months later. Emily was working again. She and the boys found a small apartment next door. Most nights, they were still at Daniel's eating together, laughing, healing. Daniel would often think back, had he walked past that bakery? Asterisk. Had he not stopped? Asterisk. He would never have discovered the woman who once saved his life, and, now, unknowingly, became part of it. He always believed Christmas miracles were meant for other people, but that year, he learned a truth that stunned him. Asterisk. Sometimes, the miracle you give becomes the miracle you receive. Asterisk. And every Christmas after, 5 stockings hung on one wall, belonging not just to 2 two families asterisk. But 2-1 dot. Emily often found herself pausing in the middle of ordinary moments, folding tiny socks, watching the boys chase Liam around the living room, just to breathe in the simple peace she once thought was gone forever. Asterisk. One evening in early spring, Daniel returned home late from work to find the lights still on next door. The twins were asleep on his couch again, curled against Liam, who was snoring lightly. Emily was in the kitchen, rinsing dishes. Asterisk. You're still up? He whispered. Asterisk. She smiled softly. I owed you a clean kitchen. Asterisk. He shook his head. You don't owe me anything. Asterisk. I know, she said, drying her hands. But I want to help. Asterisk. Outside. A light rain tapped against the window. Daniel leaned against the counter, watching her move with a quiet strength that hadn't been there months ago. Asterisk. You seem different, he said. Asterisk. Emily looked down at her hands. I feel different. I'm working again. The boys are smiling. We're safe. I never thought life would look like this, okay? Asterisk. He nodded. Me neither. Asterisk. A long pause settled between them, full but comfortable. Eventually, Emily looked up. There's something I've been meaning to tell you, she said. Daniel raised an eyebrow. What's that? Asterisk. The day Grace passed. She began slowly. She made me promise something. Asterisk. Daniel straightened. Promise? What kind of promise? Asterisk. Emily hesitated. She wiped her palms on her jeans, gathering her breath. Asterisk. She asked me not to let you and Liam disappear from the world. She worried you would shut down, that you'd stop believing in people. Her voice trembled. She told me you had the biggest heart she'd ever known, and she hoped someone would give it back to you someday. Asterisk. Daniel felt the room tilt. His mouth parted, but no words came. Asterisk. I tried to stay in touch after, Emily continued. I wrote letters, but I never had the courage to send them. I was a mess. New babies. No support. Everything fell apart so fast. I'm sorry. Asterisk. Daniel swallowed hard. You don't have to apologize. You kept your promise anyway. Asterisk. Emily's eyes shimmered. I didn't expect you to recognize me that night. I was ashamed. Asterisk. You were helping your children, he said. There's no shame in that. Asterisk. Silence filled the space again, but now it felt heavier, full of memories, gratitude, and unspoken hope. Daniel reached for her hand. There's something I've been meaning to ask you too. Asterisk. Her breath hitched. What? Stay, he said simply. Her lips parted. We already live next door.